Hello there. Hope you're having a great day so far. Today we are talking about Exodus chapter 34. And if you would, please hit like, subscribe, all the things that would greatly be appreciated. So, in today's chapter, we are talking about Moses again. And if you will remember, a few chapters back, Moses became furious at the people of Israel for worshiping false idols, and he threw the stone tablets that God had written the Ten Commandments on, and they broke. Did you know that sometimes righteous anger is an okay thing? And one of the things that it talks about in my footnotes with this chapter today is this. It says, God is not pleased when our response to sin is, it's okay, everything will be fine. Maybe we shouldn't do that again. Moses was the only person there that day, at least in the recorded story, who had such a passionate love for God that blatant sin against him broke his heart and stirred his emotions to the breaking point. No wonder God didn't scold him for breaking the tablets. A good question to ask ourselves is, when was the last time I was so upset over sin that my emotions got the best of me? If it's been a long time, that may be a litmus test revealing that your relationship with God is more shallow than it should be. This chapter goes on to talk about God calling Moses back up to the top of Mount Sinai. And when he gets to the top, God actually tells him he is going to write those 10 commandments with his finger again on a new set of tablets. While Moses is on the mountain, he's actually up there for 40 days. God gives him lots of directions about the Israelites and how they should not fall prey to sinful people that they would likely encounter on their way to the promised land. There are many guidelines in this chapter about sacrifices, offerings, and festivals of celebration. And in one of my footnotes for this chapter as well, it also talks about how we should be aware and leery of sinful people. It says, as Jesus pointed out, no one can serve two masters. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. The love of money is the god of this age, and many Christians attempt to make a treaty with this enslaving God. Are you trying to worship two gods at once? What is your first allegiance? And if you think about this, that is really what had God and Moses so angry, was the fact that the Israelites were worshiping someone other than God. And how easy is it for us to do the same thing today? Like I said, Moses was up there for 40 days. When he finally came off the mountain, the people were scared because his face was glowing. Because he had been in the presence of God, when he came off that mountain, the people could see that and they were actually afraid. So the chapter talks about how Moses covered his face with a veil, and the only time he removed the veil was when he would go into the tent of meeting, which we talked about last chapter, to speak with God directly. And because he had spoken again with God directly, when he would come back out, he would have that glow and he would cover his face again with that veil. And the hope for us is, when we have spent time with God, when we have been in God's presence, we will have that glow. We hope that people will see that glow. They will see that light from us being in the presence of God when they look at us. So that is Exodus 34 in a nutshell. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.